FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Insurance Studios.
Great afternoon, Troop Nation. Welcome to the Grapevine. I am the legendary Homer Blow on the award-winning 101.7 FM. We are broadcasting live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. Yes. You know, it's the weekend, right? It's the weekend. But there's some greatness that shouldn't be on the vine. We are still losing people, even though, you know, we're talking about numbers being down, and people that people love and you know, care about. They're important to them. And so I'm going to end up posing a question, and I just want, if you've been in the game, then this question will be for you. And in the game, I'm talking about, you know, yes, you used to be some of the people that you now talk about, man, these people done got out of control and ain't no respect in the game and all of the things, right? So you now, since you're out, you don't, you know, be like, man, they need to leave that alone, this, that, and the other, and all of that. But you were a part of the game. But it leads me to, and I know that some people, I know some people that the answer is going to be yes. But can you get out the game? Can you get out the game? And if so, how do you get out the game? So whether you used to be a gangbanger, whether you used to be all of the used to be's, right? Can you get out of the game? Or is this the type of game that once you're in, you're in? Now, you may have, you know, taken down your role in the game, but once you enter the game, it's like, you in this. You in the game now. You are a part of the game. And all of the things that, you know, you may have said, well, yeah, you know, but that's how I used to be. I'm not that way anymore. Can you really just erase that? Like, is that just expunged? Is that a pardon given and you just no longer that person? And if you have some tips, you know, what are some tips that you use? Some people went and they had to do a long prison bid and they got out and they just trying to stay out the way now. You know, people who have that as part of their past, part of their history, I want to hear from you this afternoon because we need to try to educate, because I'm seeing people that are being murdered within the last few weeks. And I'm hearing people talking about, man, they used to be, man, they left it alone. They ain't been, you know, they got out, they went and done some time, they got out and they wasn't like that no more. But they still ended up dying at the hands of the streets, in my opinion. So is it karma? Is it something coming back to haunt the life that they used to live? Which is why I'm asking, can you know what I'm saying? Can you get out the game? Is that a reality or not? You know, can you get out the game? And if so, how? Do you move to another state? You know, do you just give your life to a religious sector? Like, can you get out the game? And that's just a real question that I have and I want to know. And it's already up on our YouTube poll. Can you get out the game? If so, call in and tell us how. 833-212-1017. because some people don't want to get out the game, and I get it. I get it. I don't think it's the right choice or the right decision, but I know that there are people who are making those decisions. So if you can help somebody else and give them some advice, please call in and let us know. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how you got out the game. If that is the case, how did you get out? And what are some of the hard knock lessons that you went through while being in the game? Some people have been shot at. Some people have actually been shot. Some people have shot people. Some people may have even murdered people and had to do your time because something has to give. Something has to give. There are some innocent people who are being caught up by stray bullets or the fact that, somebody was just shooting reckless at somebody, but they never, you know what I'm saying? They didn't get any repercussions on their own. So if you have a story to tell this afternoon on the Grapevine, I want to try to use your voices, your stories, Truth Nation, on if you were a part of and you jumped in the game and how you got out the game, what made you leave the game, all of these things. So 833-212-1017. Remember, you can watch us live on our YouTube page. And while you're there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We are on the road to 9,000 subscribers. And also, you can watch us on Facebook Live. You can go to 1017 The Truth for each one. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like and follow button. We're starting out early, all right? Thank you very much for agreeing to call in and give your truth. We've got Flora. Flora, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Getting out the game. Have you been in the game? How do you get out the game? I want to know your truth. So, Flora, great afternoon. What's your truth?
Great afternoon. Great afternoon. It's good to be here with you guys, and I love y'all too. I love Truth Nation, and this is a great subject, and here we are. And yep, I've been in the game. I have people that was in the game. And so when you get out, you got to have the mindset to want to get out. Otherwise, you're a dip and dab, and you probably won't even live. You probably won't even make it out. So it's all about wanting to get out. A lot of people a dib and dab, like I said. Mm-hmm. And so that's basically what it is. And so many people lose their lives from dipping and diving. So either you're in or you're out.
So what are some things that you went through being in the game and now that you've been able to get out of the game?
Getting my name all messed up with the system at a young age, getting all kind of stuff on my, criminal records on my name. I was about to lose my life, having people looking for me, kicking in my doors, a lot. I'm grateful that I'm still here today and that I did change my life around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what it is, though. You got to be willing to want to get out. Otherwise, I think there's a saying if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
So what were some other, hard knocks? How hard was it for you to get out of the game? I know you said, you had to and the reasons, but how hard? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I hear from people when they say, man, it keep calling me just like Pookie in New Jack City. It just keep calling me, man. It keep calling me. So, talk about that because your truth can help some other people who may be at this time still struggling. They want to get out, but they just don't see the way.
Yes. And we have those days, though. Like, we'll have those days, those urges and cravings to go back out there. Because, see, a lot of things that I went through, I mean, like, when I was out there in the streets, I became addicted to drugs, addicted to robbing people. It was just like a whole different lifestyle, And then once you do try to get clean or clean yourself up for a couple of days, it'll be like a monkey on your back. It'll come back. only be to your higher power that you make it out. Like,
Right.
I really can't explain it, but I had so many bad experiences. And like I said, I went through drug addiction at such a young age, prostitution, robbing people in and out of jail. It was bad for me for over 20 years.
Wow.
But I'm coming up now on 23 years.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
God has been good to me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Flora, for giving us your truth. It's important, and hopefully it'll help some others who are still struggling. We're going to Blake Gump. Blake Gump, great afternoon. Welcome to the Grapevine. We're talking about people who may have been in the game. If you've been in the game, can you get out the game? And if you did, or you feel like you have gotten out of the game, how did you do it? How do you get out the game? Or is it once a part of the game, always a part of the game? Because I'm looking at this in the context of, and Blake, just so I can get all of your comment, I'm going to have him keep you on hold so I can go to my break. But I want people to kind of look at it in the sense of, or in the context of alcoholics or drug addicts on their road to recovery, when they are no longer alcoholics, or they've gotten off of alcohol, they've gotten off drugs, but in that community, they say once an addict, always an addict. You're just now a recovering addict. And that, they say, just lives with you for the rest of your life. So whether you've been off drugs, you've been off alcohol for 23 years, you're still considered a recovering addict. So this is where I'm going with asking about the game. Can you get out the game? And if you feel like you have, how do you get out the game? Because sometimes it's once you're in the game, you in the game. You may not take the same role that you had during the game, but are you still considered in the game? We got to get ready to take care of some bills. You are listening to and watching The Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I am the legendary Home Blow. I got to take care of some bills, and I'll be black.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM. Holding down this week, the legendary Homer Blow. And this afternoon, we're getting into Can You Get Out the Game? We also have a poll up on our YouTube page. So if you're watching us on YouTube, take the poll. Let us know. Can you get out the game? If so, call in and tell us how at 833-212-1017. Or you can comment yes, you can comment no. And when we're talking about the game, I mean any parts of it, and usually the illegal parts of the game. And can you get out? And if so, how? How? Or does it follow you around like if you were a recovering addict of drugs or alcohol? Once an addict, always an addict, just taking a different role now. We're going to go to the truth call-in lines at 833-212-1017. Blake Gump, thank you for holding through our commercial break. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Afternoon, family.
Great afternoon. Can you get out the game, first and foremost? Can you? Yes or no?
I've been out 28 years. Yes, I've been out 28 years.
Okay. All right, tell us your journey and how did you get out the game and still out for 28 years?
At 14, my dad and my mom divorced. I became the man of the house. I left, I went Woodwright, Audubon, and then I went to Vincent. 10th grade, I had 3 pair of pants and 3 shirts and 1 pair of shoes. After that, I became my own man. Cocaine hit the scene. If y'all look at the video, the E-Play Smooth video, that's my room that they did the video in when we got the record company. And the dope houses became off the corners. And then when the indictments came down, I was at work. You know, luckily my name wasn't on no paperwork and my face wasn't on no pictures. Next thing you know, life goes on, you start carteling. And either you can do what they bring you or you can't. You know, next thing you know, brothers in Atlanta come up missing from here, found 2-3 years later, and everybody's robbing everybody for a couple $100,000, you know? Mm-hmm. And then the jury and the dookie chains and the concerts started to come. And everybody started going skating and to the movies. I stayed at home. I'm the reason they got 24-hour spots. Next thing you know, the indictments come. I had sense enough. I was at work. And then, Jose and Eric. So, out of that, like, we just had the 26th reunion off of 26th Street from 19th to 26th. Mm-hmm. We family. We ain't blood. I never went to out of 16 years, I never went because the first 10 years was indictments. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be around you if I just spent 25 years with you on the block. I'm not going to be around getting pictures taken of me and all that. And then, fortunately, I took a 17-year break from the world, and it wasn't jail. I got the plug. You know, and like I told him, if I can get what I want and I can do what I want, don't keep calling me. Don't keep coming up here. Mm-hmm. If I don't get caught, we good. I got snitched out. I stood tall. I got my stripes. They went to jail. I didn't. Now, that's somebody calling me. And It's just before I got shot up, I prayed that I can get out of what I was in. The Million Man March came.
Mm-hmm.
And the week I went to the Million Man March, my cousin Torrance, my man Stephen O'Leary, and Donnie Too Cold,
mm-hmm.
they got killed. The week I went to the Million Man March, got back, got saved, got shot up. My auntie, my godfather, and 2 other of my family members died. I got shot that same week. They say they go in threes. I lived. I got saved before all this happened. Your game is written, and what you put out here on the streets, I don't know if it's karma. My 4 shots in the chest and to my left hand, I don't know if it's from what I did and got away with, but I know I never did it to nobody that didn't have it coming to them. I never took nothing from nobody. So what come out here to the people that it happened to that say you out of the game or I'm done with the streets. The streets don't give. The streets take. The streets don't got to be done with you. Your connect don't got to be done with you. Square, so-and-so, hey, niggas ain't got to be done with you. Jealousy don't got to be done with you. Everybody know there's something that's out here that's a higher being. But whatever happens out here on the street with vengeance and selfishness and ignorance, that's by its own toll. Look at Big Meech getting paid to walk around and talk about what he's going to jail for.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to hear him talk. They already know, but they want to hear him talk, so he's getting paid to talk about what he just sat in jail for that he just swore he wouldn't talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you pay me, I'm going to tell. I'm going to talk. Because it's already on paperwork. But it's certain stuff you don't tell. So what I'm saying is, when they see me, Alpine, what's happening, baby? Where that weed at? I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you know where it's at. I'm done. I don't sit up and smoke weed and share blunts with grown men no more. I don't run the streets. I just hung out with the most gangsters, dealers, and killers in my life last week. And that's my family.
Right.
And that's how we grew up. But it wasn't by choice. It's what we chose to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you giving your truth. I just need to know, what is y'all truth on this situation? We're talking about, can you get out the game? And if you feel that you have got out the game, how did you get out of the game? Because we got a lot of people that feel like, this is life. This is life. This is the only thing I know. I came up hard. And when I'm talking about the game, ladies, again, and men, prostitution is a part of the game too. Prostitution is a part of the game. Going out dancing and all of that kind of stuff, that's a part of the game. And there are a lot of people. So I just want people to understand when I'm saying, how did you get out the game? And can you get out the game? I know some women that have been stripping, exotic dancers, whatever, private dancers, whatever you choose to call it, whatever name, and they're grown, and they still stripping. They still doing parties. So it's like, and some of them have said, like, as long as I got this, it's gonna sell. Somebody gonna. So if I get into a jam, they fall black on what they know. And I've heard the same from some drug dealers who have called themselves becoming ex-drug dealers now. But they like, man, I know how to hit a lick right quick and get right black where they need to be. So if you have those urges, then are you really out the game? Are you really out the game? Because again, it should go up under the same banner, as I said, as people who are recovering from alcohol or drugs, because they can have been away from it for 8 years now. But they say that there's still urges, just like smoking cigarettes. Be like, I ain't smoked in this amount of time, but they still have that urge, but they're just able to fight it. So can you really get out the game And if you feel like you have because of your amount of time, how did you get out the game? How did you, did not fall victim to the urge to get black and be like, man, let me go on and make this money. Let me go on and do this. Let me go on and go, ladies, let me go on and go up north. Let me go on and go here. I'm going to go on and take a trip to Miami and call yourself doing what you're doing. And just because I just went to just hit a lick, but I don't do it no more. Like, yeah, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. To, again, everybody on our YouTube page that are watching, Lucretia, great afternoon, love you, appreciate you. Betty Lewis, great afternoon, love you, appreciate you. Jasmine Jazz West, great afternoon, love you, appreciate you. Say, great topic. Lucretia said, I believe a person can. The question to ask oneself, do I really want to get out? If so, how disciplined am I to do the necessary work? And it will take, how disciplined am I to do the necessary work it will take to change my mindset and environment? Got it. It was behind the poll for me at first. Will D9, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Said, good afternoon. I don't know how easy it is to get out of the game, but what I do know is typically you are who you put yourself around. Okay. Anita Nicole, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Derek Patterson, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Said, bring your old buddies that were with you when you were in the game. Change your surroundings so your outcome will be different. And, I've kind of seen exactly what you're talking about, Derek Patterson, because I do tend to see a lot of people be like, that's the old gang there. You feel what I'm saying? But all of y'all are now trying to be in a different space, and y'all feel like these younger people done tainted the game, and y'all ain't trying to be around these young fools or the YNs or whatever the case. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to The Grapevine. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. The question we're talking about, in whichever part of the game, because there's many parts in the game, can you get out the game? And if so, if you feel like you can or you did, how did you get out the game? 833-212-1017. We got to take care of some bills, and I'll be black.
There's a little time left in the summer, and there's still so much to get involved in as we end the summer safe. Milwaukee youth ages 12 to 18 can tap into free safe summer sites, activities, food, music, sports, creative experiences, and free youth events happening all across the city. There's something to do, somewhere to go, and something new happening every week. Visit tapinmke.com to see what's happening near you. That's tapinmke.com. Milwaukee, let's end the summer safe and start the school year right.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy coleslaw, macaroni, or potato salad for $3.49 a pound. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing for $3.99. Golden Plump bone-in split chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Seedless watermelon, $4.99 each. And essential everyday butter quarters, 2 for $5. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Looking for a school where scholars thrive, teachers believe, and excellence is the expectation? Milwaukee College Prep is still enrolling scholars in grades K through 8th for the upcoming school year. With 4 high-performing campuses, award-winning educators, and a proven track record of academic success, MCP is helping more than 2,000 Milwaukee scholars build brighter futures every day. Don't wait. Limited seats are available. Apply today at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com or call 414-264-6000. Milwaukee College Prep. Excellence by design. Futures without limits. Welcome back to the Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I am the legendary Homer Blow. And today we're starting out talking about, can you get out the game? Was dope game, just street game in general. Whether it's a dancer and all of that. Can you get out the game? Can you ever really just get out the game? And if you feel like you can, how? How do you get out the game? Because there's so many people that have habitual criminality repeater on their criminal complaints when they are charged with different crimes. That are usually associated with something that they used to do, whether it's stealing cars, whether it's this, whether it's that. People get addicted to that criminal element, that criminal life. And it's like they get locked up oftentimes for the same thing. You be like, again? You're like, yeah, man, you heard they got such and such. You have to be like, again? Didn't he just get out? Didn't she just get out? I want to bring in my producer on this afternoon, DJ Brother Z. Great afternoon, DJ Brother Z. I love you. I appreciate you. How you doing and feeling this afternoon?
What's up? I'm just making an edit.
Okay. What's your thoughts on this topic? Do you believe people can truly get out the game, and if so, how? And if not, what's your logic?
Yes and no. I feel like, yes, you can, but you would have to, move states, you really transform your life, everything. But then I say no as well because, yes, you may not be, active, but depending on where you are or where you're living, you may still have connections to people within the gangs. Therefore, you're still kind of a gang member. You're just not active.
Right.
If you can use them for security or whatever the case is, that's kind of
still in the game. Huh?
You're involved.
And that's what that's where I'm thinking, and that's why I'm saying, I want to hear from people who aren't afraid to acknowledge that, yeah, they were in the game and they may still be in the game or they still have the urge. And if so, let's use all of that as a teaching tool to try to help somebody else, that may be still struggling. And it's like I say, in New Jack City, it just keep calling me, man. It just keep calling me, so what are some things you did if you feel like, yeah, I got out the game? What did you do? I believe when people say, you had to move, some people will be like, I just had to move away from it all and just kind of leave that there and move somewhere else where people don't know that part of your life, and they get to know you as this reformed person, because that's basically where you're at now. You're just reformed. And again, 833-212-1017 is the call-in line. Let's see. Blake Gump said, I don't know, is that supposed to be your respect that you put out there and what you stand on lets people know that you're in or out? Also said, Blake Gump said, I've been out, I don't miss it, and I don't have a record, so I'm not a felon. Tutu Reeves, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. Said to get out, you have to change your mindset as well as environment. You also have to have realistic expectations. Most in the game have transferable skill sets. It's finding them and applying them. Great point. Great point. Because I always have said, like, man, some of these people that know how to run these empires in the illegal drug business, like, if you put that, you know what I'm saying, towards something productive, you'd be a multimillionaire. You'd be a multimillionaire. But some just, choose to stay in that realm. And I think, and I know that, some people may not watch it, but 50 Cent with the whole Power series, it's like, again, it's showing you how the rise and the fall and how the street will come and get you. The street's going to come get you. Some of these homicides that have happened here in the city within the last couple of months, I've seen people on social media talking about, man, they had left the streets alone, man. They wasn't even on that no more. And, man, y'all took a good dude. Y'all took a good girl. She was good. She started doing this. She was doing that. He was doing this now. He wasn't even out there. He wasn't trying to dibble and dabble in it. But you have to ask yourself at the same time, was that karma coming from being in the game? The streets is where you were, and the streets ended up taking you. Even though you call it yourself now, like, I ain't on that, I ain't in that, I ain't doing none of that stuff no more. I'm not about that life no more. But when the street says it's time to pay up, it's time to pay up. I've read over the last several years different criminal complaints where it talks about the person had just got out of prison from doing a long time sentence. They done a long sentence. And as soon as they got out, like sometimes less than a week after they got out, the same day that they got out, and somebody ended up taking their life. It's like, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? So were those crimes people that just bided their time and be like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait 15 years, but I'm going to take my justice. I'm going to take, action on something that I felt that you done to me that disrespected me or, put me in a situation, and I'm coming to call on it. So where everybody else is confused and don't understand how did this happen, this, that, and the other, it could be that, I know that there are some people that, homicides have happened, and that person may have taken somebody's life before too. Is this a nephew, or is this a grandson or granddaughter that knew that and said, I'm going to get some justice? So that's why I say, can you? And I appreciate everybody who is taking part in this by talking to me on the YouTube chat, by giving me your thoughts and your truth and opinions on that. And again, call in, because again, sometimes we can say it on the chat, but sometimes you may need to actually explain what you mean by saying, yes, you can get out the game, and then give how and what it took for you to end up getting out of the game. And maybe some of the people that are feeling like they just trapped in it now, that they're still doing it. Some of the younger people that are still doing it now, maybe they may be able to hear the formula. Maybe they may be able to hear the conviction in your voice, in your truth, letting them know, like, look, I know the money be coming. The money be coming, and it's like, yeah, you ain't trying to work at a fast food restaurant because that money ain't coming long enough. But I just say this, if you feel like that, just think about when you get to prison, because you will eventually get there if you don't end up losing your life to the streets. How much you getting for working in the kitchen? How much you get for working in the laundry? And when you have to say you made $15 a week or $15 a month, that should give you something that will make you say, you know what, this probably ain't worth it. This probably ain't worth it. When you got somebody telling you what time to get up, how to walk while you're in the prison, how to go across the yard, knowing that there are people with guns that have a right to take you out if you don't do what you're supposed to do, where you used to be the person. So it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So this is about trying to, really help some people that are fighting, because some people, it's an addiction for some people. It's an addiction. Tutu Reed said, there are no limitations when you truly believe in you. So we got to do something, because like I say, I keep seeing some of these crime reports where they're saying somebody got murdered, and, people are like, man, it's so many LLs, and I'm not talking about Cool J, that we are seeing on social media, and so many people that are just torn up. But some of y'all hang with some of the same kind of people that are out here doing these crimes, that are out here doing these homicides. So do you really want, do you really want that person black? Do you really wish the streets didn't take them, but you're hanging with some of the same people? Some of these candlelight vigils, it's about somebody that got shot and killed. And I tell you, it'll probably be several people that are out there at that vigil, and they got their guns on them. But yet here they are talking about, we need to stop the violence, man. We need to stop that. Y'all took a real one. Y'all took a real one, man. But yet here you are, ready at moment's notice to shoot up the vigil. If somebody says something, if you happen to see somebody, we got to make a change. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to The Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I got to take care of these bills, and I'll be black.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Welcome, Black, to the Grapevine. The call-in number, 833-212-1017. Want to know your truth this hour. We're trying to find out, can you get out of the game? Can you get out the game? And if so, how did you get out of the game? Or even if it's somebody that you know. You know, some people, again, they find a spiritual situation and they've been on a spiritual journey ever since, and it has helped them to stay away from it. You know, even if there may be times where they're tempted to do this. And I want to say to some people who feel like they are out of the game, this is this is something. I need somebody to call in. Let me get a woman or a man to call in right now. I want to try to ask you something to see if you have really stepped away or not. This question that I will ask, I'll only ask it for somebody. If I can get a man and a woman to call in, and I'll go to each one, but you know the other person gonna find out what it is. So where it calls first, but I just want the other person to still keep it real if they find it to be true. So 833-212-1017. I want to ask this question. I want to be able to ask this question and get the person's answer, and it will show even you, those who are just watching and listening, it will show you something. Be like, damn, I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that. So 833-212-1017. Blake, we've kind of like heard your story. I know you calling in. I want to try to get somebody different, but I'm gonna bring you on. But I'm not gonna ask you the question that I'm talking about because your answer is probably gonna be yes. But I'm not gonna ask it to you. I need somebody else. 833-212-1017. But Blake Gum, great afternoon again. But this question it's gonna get some people. It's gonna get some people. They're like, damn.
Okay.
He got me.
Okay, just call me. You need me.
All right, absolutely. Again, so if I can get a sister and a brother, or just a sister or a brother to call in, 833-212-1017. I want to be able to ask this question because I haven't run across too many people that won't be able to say, yep. I sure do. And it's going to end up, it's going to show you something. It's going to show you something about you. And even though you feel like, you may have pulled away from this and you pulled away from that, it's still there. It's still there. That's why I say, can you really, recover? Can you really get away from it? So I'm not going to say it until I get a call. So if I don't get the call, we'll just go into something else. But I really want to test some people with themselves. So 833-212-1017. That is the truth call-in number. So I can just give you a little test and see if you pass or fail. I know we grown as hell. We're like, I don't want no test. We're like, listen. It's going to tell you something about yourself. So, but if you end up saying no, then you will be in a small number, in my opinion. You'll be in a small number, in my opinion. And I could, I guarantee you, I could ask this question to a lot of people. And if they keep it real, you can't, don't try to do it for the gram. It used to be do it for the vine until he took the vine away. The vine, but the grapevine is here though. The grapevine is here. So you got this vine, and you'll be able to do that. But yeah, so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just call in. Just take it. If you don't, if you pass or fail, it's okay. It's okay. We grown. We grown. You don't have to worry about if you're going to fail it or not. But it's a question that I've asked many people. I've seen many people out and about in different situations. I've seen people make social media posts, and just by the sheer amount, it's a larger number that do than those who say they don't. That's my thoughts on it. Again, 833-212-1017. If you would like to enter into that challenge that I have of answering this question, and like I say, if you choose not to, that's cool. Y'all just ain't gonna never know what it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell. Like, I'll never tell. I'll never tell. I do have. There's one story that I'm going to be talking about in the next hour. This person has, he's been doing some work. And there's a news story of it. So I'm going to end up having, let's see, I believe there's the video that goes along with this. And if so, I'll make sure that I get it to DJ Brother Z, so we can talk about it. But I also have the criminal complaint, and boy, is it a long one. It is a long one, and it's very serious about what this person is charged with and accused of. So we'll end up getting to talk about that next hour. All right, 833-212-1017. Who's going to take my – it's going to be – it's not painful. If you call in, it's not going to be painful. It's not going to be painful. This is going to have you speak your truth and have you realize that, yeah, they're still there. The urges are still there. You try to keep them under wraps, but they're still there. So that's what my test is about. If not, in the next hour, we'll be talking about the MPS security guard coach charged with grooming students and sexual misconduct. That's what we're going to be talking about next hour. And this person, you know what I'm saying? This person, it's a 17-page long criminal complaint. And I guarantee you, most of them are the charges from this situation. Most of them are the charges from this situation. So I'll see if this actually has a video. If not, I'll be reading the story and then going inside of the criminal complaint, breaking down some of the alleged details in this. But yeah, it's crazy. MPS security guard and coach charged with grooming students and sexual misconduct. We have to make sure that we get these people, out of here. You got to make sure that they go, because they're taking advantage. They're taking advantage of our youth. They're taking advantage. So, all right, I'm working my way up to break time. Nobody wanted to let me prove my point. Come on, somebody, let me prove my point. You ain't got to be scared of the test. You don't have to be scared of the test. You don't have to worry about if you fail it. You're grown. It's not going to go on your record because you failed the test. It's not. It's not. It's not even a trick situation. It's a real situation. Blake Gump said, all of my urges are gone. Yeah, see, Blake, you'd fail. You'd fail the test. You failed the test. I guarantee you that you would fail the test. All them urges gone. You'd fail the test. If I went on and accepted your call, you failed the test, Blake Gump. I'm just telling you, you would. Like a lot of other people, though. You wouldn't be by yourself. You wouldn't be by yourself. So with all of that being said, I'm getting ready for my next break to get ready to lead us into the next hour. Thank you for everybody who gave their truth as it related to, can you get out of the game? And if so, how do you get out of the game? Because it's a real struggle that a lot of people are going through. And again, when I come back at the top of the hour on the Grapevine, the MPS security guard, coach charged with grooming students and sexual misconduct, there is a 17-page criminal complaint on the allegations of what he is accused of. And yeah, I just hope that some of your children were not the victims of this person. Antonia's party. Criminal complaint said is a security guard at Lincoln Center of the Arts Middle School. Makes it even worse. I mean, any school is bad, but a middle school accused of sending sexually suggestive Instagram messages to several students between April and August. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. You're listening to The Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. We got to take care of some bills, and I'll be black.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
Welcome, Black. It's the Grapevine. Whether you want some red grapes, you want some green grapes, you want some grapes with seeds, grapes without seeds, you know, sometimes you got to make sure you got the seeds because you want to plant those seeds so the grapevine doesn't ever have to disappear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to let you know that I'm the legendary Homer Blow. We're broadcasting live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. It's the award-winning 101.7 FM. These excerpts that I'm going to be reading out of this criminal complaint will be disturbing to some people. So I just want you to know, views and opinions of the legendary Homer Blow does not reflect that of Milwaukee Black media. And these, so again, I'm not, some things, you'll be able to, hear and kind of understand. So I'm not going to go with other graphic details, but I do need you to understand what this monster, in my opinion, was saying. And there is a picture, there's pictures of him on CBS 58, DJ Brother Z, if you want to just kind of find it and just show a picture of this Antonio Party, who is charged with, he got so many damn charges. Milwaukee Public Schools safety worker is facing 4 felony charges after prosecutors say he sent sexually explicit messages to 3 current or former middle school students, repeatedly contacted them late at night, and in one case allegedly offered to buy a teenager shoes in exchange for a favor. Antonius J. Party, 27, is charged with 1 count of grooming a child for sexual activity involving 2 or more children and 3 counts of sexual misconduct by school staff or a volunteer. The grooming charge is a Class D felony carrying a maximum penalty of 25 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. Each sexual misconduct charge is a Class I felony. According to a 17-page criminal complaint filed Friday, Party worked as a security guard at Lincoln Center of the Arts Middle School. The school's principal told investigators Party had worked there for about 3 years and was assigned to the 7th grade floor and also served as a mentor and coached girls basketball and track. The complaint details allegations involving 3 students, 2 of whom are 14 and 1 who is 15. The investigation began after the father of 1 former student contacted police in July. The father said his son told him Party had messaged him on Instagram through an account named Tone Party, Tone_Party, Partee, and made a sexual comment about the teen's body. The student told investigators he blocked Party and deleted the messages. His father later used a backup Instagram account belonging to his son to continue communicating with Party while pretending to be the teenager, according to the complaint. The complaint says Party repeatedly messaged an attempt to call the account during the early morning hours. Investigators said some of the exchanges contained sexual innuendos and references to the teenager's body. After the father began taking screenshots of the messages, Party allegedly deactivated his Instagram account. Investigators subsequently learned of allegations involving other students. One 14-year-old told detectives Party began following him on Instagram while he was in 6th grade and started messaging him the following school year. The two later exchanged phone numbers. The teen said, and this is just from the CBS 58. This ain't even inside the criminal complaint where you'll hear some of the messages and one-sided to protect the children, the teens that he was, messaging like that. The teen said Party repeatedly called him between 2 and 3 a.m. after the school year ended. Investigators reviewed messages in which Party allegedly made sexually suggestive comments about the teenager's body. According to the complaint, records show Party made numerous late-night attempts to reach the student, including 15 unanswered calls between approximately 2:36 and 3:18 a.m. on July 10th. Another exchange reviewed by investigators occurred shortly after 2 a.m., July 20th. Party allegedly referred to the boy as his favorite student before making sexually explicit comments after the teen sent him a photo in his basketball uniform. Party then allegedly attempted to call the teenager 8 times between 2:48 and 3:15 a.m. A third student, also 14, told investigators Party had been his track and football coach and worked as a security guard at his school. The teen said Party first contacted him on Instagram the day he graduated from 8th grade in June. The messages initially referenced track and other school-related topics, but the teen said they later became sexual. Listen, I know she's got a whole shift to do, but I'm going to see if I can get Jazz Tyler to join me in the studio in the next, you can come in now because I got time to start reading, and I don't know, DJ Brother Z, if you can kind of set her up. Oh, okay. All right. So we'll end up doing it during the next break. I'm going to start reading some of this criminal complaint. All right. Again, I desire the views and opinions. This is me. This is a legendary homer blow. It ain't got nothing to do with Milwaukee Black media and the Grapevine show in particular. All right. So, but here, follow me, but you bet not slip. State of Wisconsin versus Antonius J. Party, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, date of birth 9/12/98. Count 1, grooming of a child for sexual activity, 2 or more children. The above named defendant, approximately April 2026 through August 2026, at or near 3456 here in Milwaukee, did engage in a course of conduct pattern of behavior or a series of acts with intention to condition, seduce, solicit, lure, or entice a child. I won't even go through the initials like normally, on my internet platform, I would do the initials, but I'm not going to even do the initials. But there are 3 sets of young people for the purpose of engaging in sexual intercourse or sexual contact. And this violation involved 2 or more children. Class D felony, $100,000 fine, 25 years in prison, or both. Count 2, sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. The above named defendant, approximately July 15th, 2026 through July 31st, 2026, at or near school in the city of Milwaukee as a school staff member or volunteer, did commit an act of sexual misconduct against a pupil enrolled in the school, contrary to the state statute. A Class I felony, $10,000 fine, 3.5 years in prison, or both. Another count 3 is another sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. Count 4 is also sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. All Class I felonies, $10,000 fine, 3.5 years in prison, or both. Then it gets to probable cause. In July of 2026, an officer had contact with the father of a child. The victim, I won't say, but birth date of 2/21/11. The father stated that on July 21st, 2026, the child approached him and indicated that the above defendant, who is an employee, a security guard at Lincoln Center of the Arts Middle School, where the child previously attended, had messaged him on Instagram saying something to the effect of, "I heard that you have a big," this was done through the Instagram account tone_party. The account was later verified to be the defendant's account. The son further indicated that in response to the messages from the defendant, the child, blocked the defendant and deleted the message log. This contact was done late at night. Later, the child's father reported that the father of the child, used the child's backup Instagram account where the defendant was not blocked and responded to the messages. The detective was given a message log showing that on July 31st, 2026, the child's backup Instagram account and tone party had the following conversation. It should be noted that in this conversation, the defendant made puns about the child's name, which will not be used in this document as they would identify the child. The initials are in here, but I'm not reading them, again, because it's a child. These are children. The tone of this conversation is innuendo, but is consistent with the child's disclosure and demonstrates, at best, odd behavior from the defendant, inappropriate for an adult, especially a trusted adult, to a child. On July 31st, 2026, this is a message that was sent from Party, the one who is charged. He reacts to an image of the child in his basketball uniform with a fire emoji, talking about proud of you. Party then tried to call the boy at 6:12 a.m. He didn't answer. The child replies to proud of you and says, "Thank you." Party responds and says, "No problem." Party says, "You the GOAT." Party says, "Tell another child to hit me up." The child said, "Okay." Party said, "You the big guy." The child reacts with a heart emoji. Party puts up 3 fire emojis. Party said, laughing out loud, "Lame." The child said, "What I do?" Laughing out loud. Party reacts with the laughing emoji. Party says, "You are lame because of another child. Y'all both lame, but you really not lame because you the big guy," and put a fire emoji. The child said, "What you mean?" Party said, laughing out loud, "Nothing, lame." The child said, "That's you," laughing out loud. Party said, "That's because you don't get it." The child said, "You not saying anything." Party reacts with a laughing emoji. Party replies to "what you mean" by saying, "Talking about what you mean." Party said, "All right." Party replies to "you not saying anything" to say, "You not saying nothing." Party replies to "you not saying anything" saying, "I'm saying a lot." Party another call to the student at 6:23 a.m. The child sends an outgoing audio call at 6:23 a.m. for the missed call. Party missed the audio call. Party said, "Little bro." The child said, "I'm playing 2K and can't talk right now." Party reacts with the laughing emoji. Looking at time here. I got to get ready to take care of some bills. I'll come back. I'm reading the sickness of this criminal complaint. And after Jazz Tyler, because she got a long shift, she's going to tap in at 4 p.m. But I want to bring her in just because of the fact that, she deals with students at the Howard Fuller Academy. And, this could have been any of them. But this was a middle school that we're talking about here. You're listening to The Grapevine on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. I'll be black.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Life's better when you know you're covered. With home, auto, and a home and auto policy from American Family Insurance, you're not just buying coverage, you're getting an agent who helps you feel protected and prepared. Someone who understands what you built and what you're building next. Because when your home and your ride are protected the right way, you're free to focus on your family, your goals, and your future. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Welcome, Black, to the Grapevine. I'm the legendary Homer Blow, and I'm pleased and honored to be joined by Jazz Tyler, of course, who will be tapping in at 4 p.m. It's like I should have tried to pull her in the first hour, but she wasn't here yet. But, I'm just saying. But great afternoon, Jazz. How you doing and feeling today?
I'm okay. I'm taking it one day at a time.
These headphones are a monster. Boy.
They are. How you doing?
I am blessed. I'm just disturbed, like with this Antonius J. Party, who is charged with these felony offenses from Lincoln Middle School. And the conversations that he was having with these children, just inappropriate.
Yes.
And so I was in the midst of reading the some of the communication between the two. And these are youth, they're middle school, and he was just really going in, and he referred to the one student who he's talking to now as the big guy because of his organ.
So when we were listening to it back there, when you were reading the complaint, it was a couple of things that I wanted to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Him saying you lame is things that children do when they like another child. It's almost like the little boy at school that hit the girl that he liked and teases them. So he has childlike behavior. And the problem is a lot of students don't know what that is coming from an adult.
Right.
If you're randomly just saying you lame, it's like,
right,
I don't understand. So it's almost like he, I wouldn't say grooming.
But that's part of what they're saying, that he was grooming him.
Yeah.
He was grooming him.
And then the compliments, you the big guy, he's basically saying you the one I want. So it's code languages. But I was telling Brother Z, I don't understand how the staff aren't able to catch the signs ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's troublesome to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And just to kind of jump back in on some more of that conversation. And they have several conversations in this 17-page criminal complaint that he's had with the different students, and definitely sexual innuendos that he was giving off. But in this one, he keeps saying to the child, which again, I'm not going to give the initials in here, but he was like, again, he kept telling the boy that he's lame. He called him at 6:47 a.m., didn't get no answer, and put 3 crying emojis. Called again, still at 6:47 a.m., and then said lame and put a palm to face emoji twice. Then he said big, and then he ended up calling again at 6:49. And then he said, yo, you scared? Then he made another call at 6:51 a.m., no answer. He said, yo, Mr. 2K, because the child said he was playing 2K. Someone in the chat turned off disappearing messages. Then he said, yo, Mr. 2K, yo. Then he said the boy's name. Then he said, yo, why you acting funny? Then he called him at 6:56 a.m. Then he called him again at 6:57 a.m. He said, 2K, not that serious. He kept saying, yo, Mr. 2K, why you not responding? Called him again at 6:59 a.m. The child finally responded, said, it is right now, laughing out loud. I've been winning 22 games in a row. And he reacts with a laughing emoji. He said, I need that. Yeah. He said, I want that. And he said, you are lame, because the boy didn't respond. He called at 7:02 a.m. The boy didn't respond. He put 3 crying emojis to pull on the sensitive and emotional side of the boy, like, you ain't answering my call.
Yeah.
This
like
monster.
A guilt trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said, I'm going to bed, Party said. He said, you lame. And then the child said, I'm about to too, but only if I lose first. And then the child said, you ain't telling me nothing. Party said, I did. He said, you too focused on 2K. Then the boy said, never mind. And he said, say it. Party is saying, say it. And then he says the boy's last name. He said, you scared. 3 laughing emojis. Leave me alone. And he said the child's name, since you scared to talk. He said, you ain't saying nothing either. I need that. I need that. He kept saying to the boy, he needs that. He needs that. And it goes on. He said, the child previously mentioned, what did that got to do with anything? And as I go to some of the other, and this is just with one of them. And then there was a statement from the child that said to the detective that Party made contact with him, and he's birthday 2/21/11, stated that within the last 2 weeks he received messages from the defendant from the Instagram account _Party as indicated above. The first message was asking him about basketball and even spoke to him about his friends. The defendant asked him for his personal phone number and made comments in the message about his private and how it was big. He then blocked the defendant. The child confirmed the information provided by his father. Now, and they talk about so many other kids. Like, it gets graphic.
Yeah.
It gets graphic to the so those parts I'm not going to read, even though it's in this. And he called these kids like so many times. Like I'm going to just, kind of just show you just the time frame of another one of the children that he was calling. These are boys. These are boys.
At 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and then he blames it, if I'm not mistaken, he blames it on, he confessed to it and blames it on him drinking.
Right. You can, scroll up and just see. I just made it, bigger so you could see the times. But yeah, this dude is 3 years he's had to do this. And these charges have just been talking about what happened during July of this year, well, April through August. Like, he's, as recent as this month, he was still on his mission with different boys.
Yes.
These are boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got to get ready to take care of some bills. You can bring it down so you can kind of, just scroll up through it while we're going through a break, and you may find some things that you may want to bring up because I know I can't keep you in here too long because you'll be right back in here anyway. But I just needed to get your thoughts and opinions on it. So check it out, and when we come back, you can give some of the opinions you have by reading some of that criminal complaint. You're listening to The Grapevine. I am the legendary Homer Blow. I've been blessed to be joined by Jazz Tyler from Tap In with Jazz from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I got to take care of these bills, and we'll be back.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Two-time Super Bowl champion Justin Tuck's success on the field speaks for itself, and now he's doing well for himself in business as a managing director at Goldman Sachs. But his success in finance didn't come overnight. Speaking on an episode of The Deal with Alex Rodriguez and Jason Kelly, Tuck says his pivot was deliberate and slow, and he encourages others looking to make a move to take their time as well.
If you're thinking about transitioning from something, make it a long transition. Don't try to just transition, because if you think about, all right, look at me in football. Think about how long I played football to get to that point. So if I'm transitioning into finance, why do I think I'm going to go from being a highly touted football player or athlete and go right into the next transition as that highly touted person in finance, or person in real estate, or person in whatever it is you're doing? No. You need to get back to being the Pop Warner person over here.
Tuck says he started laying the groundwork for his finance career during his playing days. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. Jazz, you've had a chance to kind of see. And just from you having a chance to kind of like breeze through it a little bit. Yeah. I'd like to get your thoughts as someone who works with children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in schools. You know, what you got?
First of all, it's triggering because I am a child that was molested at 9 years old, like fully penetrated. So I have the experience of knowing the language, the behavior, the fear of attempting to tell an adult or wanting to, but not necessarily knowing how to. Mm-hmm. And the behavior that is being displayed is of someone who has been doing this for quite some time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He just got sloppy with it and couldn't help himself. Secondly, I think the most disturbing thing, well, all of it is disturbing, but one of the things that stood out to me was that he attempted, well, number one, he utilized the word unk.
Mm-hmm.
He called himself unk.
Right.
You know, obviously it's short for uncle, but he referenced himself as unk to the youth to make them feel more comfortable, and then offered $1,000 for them not to say anything. Mm-hmm. My other stance on this is when you have children that's in middle school, that's ages 11 through 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm. And
that's an age where it gets tricky as far as monitoring the social media, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that they were up all night playing the game is normal behavior for a child.
Right.
But the contact that he made with them via social media during that time is what's most concerning to me. And I would encourage all parents, I don't care if they're in high school, to, like, my two oldest throughout high school, I still went through their phone.
Right.
Went through text messages, social media accounts, all of the above, because again, you never know, what's going on, and not every child is going to feel safe enough to say anything.
That's right.
But I do want to hold the school accountable to some degree.
Okay.
And I'm not blaming it on them, but to me, and with currently working with youth.
And that's why I wanted to get your thoughts. Go ahead.
There is certain type of behavior that people like this exude, right? And it's impossible to ignore.
Okay.
So if you, like, I have relationships with my students, right? Like mentor relationships, but I'm in communication with the parents as well. So it's not a matter of, like, one of my students, she actually used to date my oldest daughter. and she'd be like, Miss Jazz, can you send me this? And it'd be like 8 or 9 o'clock, and I purposely won't respond.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I see her the next day, I'm like, hey, Lynn, you can, hit me up about music, and I know you mean no harm, but just do it at a certain hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's boundaries. But when you build relationships with these students, other teachers around and other staff are able to notice the behavior between you and that child.
Right.
Right. And to me, I feel as if somebody missed it. Somebody wasn't paying attention. And this needs to be a part of PD, professional development.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be a conversation with the staff to identify and understand the signs of a predator.
Right.
Because obviously not every predator is listed as a sex offender. They haven't been caught yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we lacking in as educators to where we're not paying attention to the signs ahead of time? And how much more security do we need when it comes to hiring people, or how much more vetting do we need? Obviously, some things is pretty difficult, especially if they haven't been caught. But I just personally believe that signs probably were being displayed and someone overlooked it.
And I agree with that because of the fact that it was just so many.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've read criminal complaints where it may have been about one person, right? But in this situation, it's multiple children.
Yeah. It's I've dealt with a similar situation in high school with someone who was an adult. And they have this childlike mentality. And to the parents, I don't care if they're a coach, a mentor, whoever. I'm always going to vet whoever is around my children.
We have to.
Like, there is no way that any adult should be reaching out or conversing with my child without talking to me, right? And to the youth, because I know that they listen, my students specifically, I know it's terrifying, but don't ever be afraid to tell somebody. I'm glad that the young man in that complaint told another student who was a former student, which is a young lady.
Right.
And he referenced him as Diddy, like he was on some, Diddy stuff. And the fact that he tried to pay him off. But us as adults, we have to, this is why I love my job, because I create a safe space for my students so that they can come to me and tell me things that they may not be comfortable telling their parents or somebody else.
Right.
So then I can go and get help for them. But
Absolutely.
we have to figure this out, because the past, I want to say 3 to 4 years, I've never seen so many sexual complaints from adults against children.
Right.
And it's all been inside of the Milwaukee public school system.
Crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
It is.
And that's why I say, question y'all kids. Like, you got to be up in their business. I mean, again, it worked for us coming up. You get what I'm saying? Like, be all up in that business.
Yes.
Because you just don't understand the different things. And we're talking about a generation now, Jazz, that they're excited when a person say, I'm going to get you some Cartier glasses.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I've been wanting some Cartier glasses.
Yep.
He or she is going to get me some Cartier glasses? Or the tennis shoes that I want?
Yeah.
I wanted some of them shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you go, because it's other charges against different educators and people in the school, and that's what they played on.
Yes. Yep. And you have to, like, parents teach your children to think, like, if someone says that to me at that age, I would say, why? Why do you want to buy me that?
Right.
Is that not weird? What did I do for you to want to buy me? And if anything, talk to my parents. Okay, cool. Call my mama.
Right. But you got this fact that we got to put in the factor of the PWKs, the people with kids, biological mothers and fathers of these children. But they own that.
Yeah.
They own that, cash at me and it's going down.
Yep. That part.
So you get what I'm saying? So it's like they're not going to be the best people, in my opinion, to try to guide them. And that's why I say I hate that the village is not truly like let in the way we used to be, because everybody are not with that, and they will check it in.
Yeah.
But when you try to check it in and you end up getting threatened by the PWK, and then the baby daddy who she don't even get along with, but she gonna call him and tell him, they was up here talking to such and such, and I told her, hold on, where they at? They still there?
Yeah.
All right, we about to pull up.
Yep.
Keyword, we. So that means that he's bringing some people with him.
Yeah.
And he's coming on some ignorance. He ain't coming to try to fist fight.
Yeah.
He's coming with some drama.
And one thing I do want to point out that's important too, and it's a hard conversation, but it's the truth. When you look at a lot of older adult males who are homosexuals, it typically starts with situations like this, right?
Oh, yeah. When we think about the school, what was the guy's name? I read his criminal complaint. Ended up burning himself up in a house in River Hills or whatever the case may be. Was at the Young Leaders Academy on Teutonia North Avenue inside of YWCA or YMCA. The way that he was grooming those boys, you got moved up to the mantle if you was his boy of the week, or you doing, all of, and so a lot of them that may not have, chosen that lifestyle or identified themselves under that lifestyle
were forced
into it. And
to the youth also, gifts is a part of the process. So if an adult, especially if it's someone that's close, it's always typically somebody that's close to you. But the gifts are a part of, it's bribing, is a way to try and make you comfortable or make you feel as if they care for you, right? This is very, very disturbing. My heart goes out to the parents, first and foremost, because I couldn't imagine reading messages like that sent to my child.
Well, thank God for the parent that spoke up, because right now, I don't know if some of the other ones would have said anything if this father hadn't stepped up and said something and said, these are some of the other children that may be involved in this same situation. Because, again, remember, he was talking to some of the other children saying, why don't you tell this person why they...
He was recruiting.
Yes,
he was recruiting.
Absolutely. Craziness. Anita Nicole said 100 Jazz. It's so important for people to share their story. Those who have experienced this firsthand can provide insight. And she put a heart. And that is real talk. And that's why we can't be afraid to have these hard conversations. Too many people are taught that, hey, don't talk about it. I don't want to remember that. I don't want to. But your story, your journey can help somebody else come forward and say, you know what? That was me.
And we're going to talk about it at 4 because I dealt with it at 9. And then at 15, I was being groomed by an adult who was 24.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go ahead and get a little more prep time for your show. We tap in with Jazz Tyler at 4 p.m. You're listening to The Grapevine. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. Honored to be joined by Jazz Tyler. We got to take care of these bills, and I'll be black.
There's a little time left in the summer, and there's still so much to get involved in as we end the summer safe. Milwaukee youth ages 12 to 18 can tap into free safe summer sites, activities, food, music, sports, creative experiences, and free youth events happening all across the city. There's something to do, somewhere to go, and something new happening every week. Visit tapinmke.com. That's tapinmke.com. Milwaukee, let's end the summer safe and start the school year right.
Milwaukee College Prep is redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Thursday, October 1st, join them at Venue 3 at 3rd Street Market Hall for Take a Stand, an inspiring event dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Come enjoy great food and drinks and learn more about Milwaukee College Prep's impact. And take a stand by investing in the future of our children. Purchase your tickets or make a donation today at 2026 takeastand.givesmart.com.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are your finances low? Your mindset off track? Or are you ready to get into real estate? Tune in to The Journey with Coach Erica every first and third Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon on 101.7 The Truth. It's all about mindset, money, and real estate, helping you to take the next step towards building a better future. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm the legendary Homer Blow, holding it down for Ray Nitty. It's in Poland. He'll return on Monday. DJ Brother Z, thank you for putting up with me. Hashtag that part, hashtag facts, and thank Jazz for stepping in because, you know, with some of these discussions, you know, you need to be able to have that balance combination to talk about it. You know, I can talk about it from a man's perspective, but, you know, it's also important to hear from the women. And it's crazy that with this situation that there were some boys involved in this, not just a boy, some boys that he was grooming and inappropriate, you know, conversation. And I'm glad that some of them didn't let it go as far as he wanted it to go. But again, there's no telling how many other people. Now, that was at school. So think about what he could be doing in his community, you know, wherever he resided. And some people looked at it like, oh, yeah, you know, oh, he's a coach. Oh, yeah, he's a security guard. That's somebody who's supposed to make you safe, keep you safe. And these end up being some of the predators. And, you know, you don't want to get a black eye in the game for all of the rest of the security guards and the teachers who are doing the right thing. They not, you know, on anything sick. But when you hear it, it's like, okay, my eyes on everybody now. I'm looking at everybody. Everybody can get it now. You know, what you talking about? Why you saying that? What, hey, girl, I see you tomorrow. I mean, everything has become subjective at that point. We're like, And just think about how many students probably gave in to him and are not in this criminal complaint. And you're talking about, like I say, that he was there like 3 years at that school. So there could be, have some conversations, you know, if you have some children that may have been under his watch, or, you know, you recognize that he came by and maybe picked them up saying they going to practice, and it may have been a weird time to go to practice. But just to think that these children should have been able to be getting their brain ready for school. And this man, this monster, this predator, he calling them at 2 something in the morning, 3 something, 4 something, 5, 6 something in the morning. Like, come on. We gotta, you know, we gotta take care of our children, and parents, like I say, get in your children's business. Just because, you know, they're preteens or they teens, get in their business. Get in their business. You know, when they 18 and up, I know you got to kind of let them go, but still stay in their damn business. I'm just saying, Some people wait for that go to, I'm 18 now. You still my business. You still my business. Because some of those ones that want to holler out, I'm 18 now, I'm 19 now. When they end up getting arrested, who the first person they call? Mama! Somebody call my mama. Oh, you told me you don't want me in your business no more. You 18. You grown now. Now, we got to always watch ours, and it's just the truth. I hope that some people and parents will end up questioning their children, just making sure that there's no inappropriate contact, because sometimes these children may not have what they feel like are other friends. And so just to get, and some of them may not be getting the love and respect just at home. And they will reach out and they'll cling to that. Somebody's throwing them some attention and they'll cling to that. It's a lot of little factors that can add up. You know, like we talk about scoring people, scoring men, scoring women. It's like, well, she was never like that. He was never like that. But because some people don't end up, being able to openly talk about it, and that's something that we have to be able to do. We have to understand how important it is and how powerful it is. Your story could help somebody else that is fighting with those demons because it is happening to them. And sometimes when you see other people say, wow, you had to go through that. Like I say, people see the legendary Homer Blow, and when they hear me talk about my story of being in a foster home, like, what? You were in a foster home? I didn't know. I couldn't tell. You ain't going to be able to tell by just looking at everybody. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know their journeys. You don't know their struggles. You don't know the things that they overcame to become who they are. Because once you learn to do that, you don't continue to give it the power. It has power all the way up until you say, I'm taking my power back. You get what I'm saying? Listen, it's your time. It's your time. It's your time to lift the barriers, lift the weights up, lift the thing up. Don't be concerned. Oh, but everybody, they're going to be mad at me because I say, I don't give a damn. If it's your truth, it's your truth. It is what it is. And we have to let our children know. We have to let our friends know, because there are often times where women have best friends or, their girlfriends, and they're in a very violent domestic relationship, domestic violence, domestic abuse, and they try to hide it. Girl, them shades look good. She ain't got on them shades just because she thought they looked good. She's trying to hide from you, her friend, the fact that the brother that she's with, which you already had feelings about, like, yeah, I don't know, I don't really like dude, but that's your person, so I'm going to tolerate him. But I don't trust him like that. But they'll put makeup on, they'll do all of these things because they know that you are their friend, and that even if they're not speaking up, you going to damn sure enough speak up. But then they think about what could happen to you, and I don't want them to do anything to you. I wouldn't. Why didn't you ever tell me? I didn't want. He crazy girl. He was going. He threatened that if I said anything to anybody, that he was going to kill him. He pulled a gun on me several times. Like, a lot of women are going through these things, and some people think that it's easy for them to come forward, and it's not. It's not. Some women be like, yeah, I got X amount of brothers. But this man said he going to kill as many of them as he can if they come over here to try to stand up for me. And some women be like, no, I don't want to take that chance. I don't want to take that chance. And they deal with the pain. They deal with the shame. They, the self-esteem is just being allowed to be taken away by that person talking about you ugly. Some of these boys that this monster was trying to groom, ain't no telling what type of things that they were going through, to whereas they may have not felt good about themselves. and now it's somebody paying them some attention. And some people feel like some attention is better than no attention. And that's just real talk. Anita Nicole said, I'm staying in their grown business at a healthy level. My health is wealth, but I'm keeping a hand in the pot. Hashtag that part, hashtag facts. And that's what we got to do. If we're talking about how we make a difference, how do we make a change, we got to stay involved, you know. Like I say, a lot of these youth relationships, they are violent. They are violent. These girls are having guns pulled on them, like as if it's a form of just a threat. You know what? This, that. Don't have me do this to you. And that's that's terrifying. And some of them won't tell their parents. And some of them won't tell their PWKs because they feel like they PWK don't give a damn anyway. They got a turbulent relationship with them anyway. Time to get ready to tap in with Jazz Tyler. I thank her for coming in and sitting with me, giving her opinion on it. I've also sent her the criminal complaint, so you will probably hear her truth on some of the situations that makes her familiar with people trying to groom young people and being taken advantage of as a child coming up. I pray that everyone has a safe and nonviolent weekend. I've got a lot of things that I got to do. Join me if you got youth and you want to support the youth. There is the Entrepreneurship Connection happening on tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Greater Milwaukee Urban League, 435 West North Avenue. Free vendor space for the youth, 10 to 17 years old. 10 to 17 years old. So come on down, show your child. Your child may have some ideas. Let them see what it looks like to follow their dreams and follow their path of something that they feel like, oh, I can do this. I want to do that. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. Nobody has told you that they love you today. I need to let you know that I love you. Brother Z, thank you very much for a great show. Holla black people. Enjoy your weekend.